there she is.
Hi, guys. So, my little one is not napping.
Yes, I was gonna say, like, needs to be a shield.
All right. So, she's gonna
Where's your
sit
ears?
here. Oh, hold on. All right.
There
Here we
they are. Okay, the pink ones. I'm like, which ones is she gonna pick? How are you, Bestie?
I am great. How are you doing this morning?
Good. It snowed overnight. I just heard 2 snowplows go down the street.
Ugh. Ugh.
There was no snow in my driveway yesterday. I decided to shovel, and now I have to maybe shovel again. Not looking forward to that.
That's great. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, it could be what the other extreme. Everything could be on fire around me, right?
That is true. It could be. It
All
rained
right.
here, so we having our own version of the Arctic blast. It's cold
Really
and rainy.
rainy. Yeah, cold rain. It almost want to turn into sleep, but definitely not snow.
Yeah.
All right. Some Disney questions as we wait for these numbers to spike up. So why did like 10 minutes before this, I realized I could have scheduled a live. And I'm like, I'll have to remember that next time. But it has to be within 1 hour. Because it was within 10 minutes, it wouldn't let me schedule it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. I just thought of another question that I was going to ask you before this, so it's not off of the regular, but I'm sure you'll be able to answer it.
Mm-hmm.
So the one you asked, like what's the biggest misconception people have about the Disney parks?
Well, the biggest misconception is that you can't afford um to go.
I hear
So
that a lot.
there are tons of ways to go to the park. You can you don't have to stay on property, so you can stay at an off property hotel. There are hotels that are close enough to the property that they have routes to there. You can stay close to Universal and split the difference. If you're staying for extra time, go to Universal for a couple of days and go to Disney for a couple of days. If you stay on the property, then there's moderate resorts, there's value resorts. So you can find a way to stay within your budget at the Disney parks.
Like on average, most people think a trip is about what, like for five, let's say round number, family of four, two adults,
Uh,
two.
People would think, oh, it's gonna cost me like maybe $7,000-10,000, but you could get a good, depending on how old the crowd is, you can get a Disney trip for $2,000-3,000. Hi, baby girl.
Really?
Yeah, it just that all that matters is where you're going to stay and how long you're going to be in the parks, what kind of tickets you're going to get at the parks, how you're planning on eating, because people don't know that you can. Uh, People don't know that you can bring food into the park, so you don't have to buy food at the park.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's kind of like, here we're going to the zoo. Everybody's like, "Oh, I don't want to go to the zoo because it's too expensive. Their food is so expensive," and they don't realize that they can take their own food
Right.
into. Yeah, yeah, I can see that, and that's is definitely something good to know for as far as what can I bring.
Yes, the only
Uh,
thing that you can't bring inside of the park as far as food goes is obviously you can't bring in alcohol, and then you can't bring in glass.
okay, that makes sense. The glass makes sense. Yeah. So what's something that people say about Disney that really grinds your gears?
Ooh. People call Disney World the happiest place on earth.
Isn't it? No.
No, it's not. uh, Disneyland in Anaheim, California is the happiest place on earth. That's the original park. It's the first one. That's the one that started it all. And Walt Disney World is the most magical place on earth.
I
And
did
that
not
is in
know that.
Orlando.
As far as Disney being like the one in Cali was the first one built, and it's funny because you hear Disney World, no one thinks. I just automatically assume Florida, and I forget that there is a Disneyland.
People do that. That happens.
You're like, I'd rather have it that way. So the happiest place, and then the most magical place.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. And then another question for you: if someone has one day to spend at Magic Kingdom, which is at Disney World, what must do experiences and attractions do you recommend going to Magic Kingdom?
Okay, so it all depends on the person and who they're going with and what their favorite things are. If you are going and you love to ride rides, then I would say get on roller coasters. There is Tron, there's Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Um, they just closed down for a very big refurb. Um, Big Thunder Mountain, but then there is Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which used to be Splash Mountain,
Okay.
and there's Space Mountain. So they're a little bit more on the kiddie coaster side. They're not very extreme, but there are rides for roller coaster fans. If you are a big character fan, I would meet characters. Magic Kingdom is a great place to meet characters because they are a lot of characters that are there. Disney World does not have a lot of wandering characters. Disneyland does, but Disney World has a lot of different character meet and greets. So you're gonna meet all of the Sensational Six,
which would be what?
Mickey. Hang on, let me make sure 6 because I don't know if Pluto meets there, so it might be Fab Five.
Okay.
Fab Five. Goodness, she's moving around a lot. The Fab Five is Mickey, Minnie, Daisy, Donald, and Goofy.
Okay. Those are the ones that I think of too.
Yes. So if you're those are guaranteed to see those there. And then there's the princesses. All the princesses, well, not all of them, but a good majority of the princesses are there. I love Winnie the Pooh, and Winnie the Pooh and Tigger are both there.
Nice.
If you want to meet Wendy or Peter Pan is always there. Sometimes Wendy's a little bit of a hit or miss. I'm trying to think who else you can meet. Jack Sparrow, some little known characters that are known just in the parks, which are the Country Bears. You can meet them there.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different characters that you can meet.
So I know this is kind of off topic, but I know Marvel and Disney are kind of like meshed together. I've seen a reel going around where it was like Wolverine and Deadpool. Is that at like a Disney or is that like Universal?
So they are not at Disney World.
Okay.
Because Marvel has this whole thing where you can't meet certain characters west of the Mississippi. So some characters, like the X-Men characters, are in Universal in Orlando, but they're over at California Adventure in California.
Gotcha. So I know, Disney World, back to Disney World. You're in the Central Florida area, so I know you used to be like an annual pass holder at one point. There's 3 parks: Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom.
There's
4.
Parks.
What are they?
So it's Magic Kingdom, Epcot,
I always forget Epcot.
Studios, and Animal Kingdom.
Okay. And out of all of those, which one is your favorite?
Oh, Magic Kingdom, of course.
Why is that?
I love like Disney movies and just like the classic whimsy and magic of Disney, and you get all of that at Magic Kingdom. I like to sit and watch people see the castle for the first time because you see it and they're watching the kids see a castle for the first time is just absolutely magical.
Yes.
You get castle pictures, you get to see all the characters that you want to see, and to me it's got the best rides. Well, I won't say the best rides, but it has the most memorable rides. And my biggest memories happened in Magic Kingdom.
Really?
Yes.
Now, in Magic Kingdom, as we speak of the castle, I'm assuming most of Disney's princesses would be at this park as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Most of So you can see Tiana, Cinderella, Belle, Rapunzel. Sometimes you can see Alana of Avalor. I'm missing some. Jasmine and Aladdin are there.
Okay.
Uh, that's where you can see most of them.
Okay.
Now there are some that are at other parks, like Epcot has Sleeping Beauty and Snow White, and then I'm not 100% sure she's still there, but the character from Wish, her name escapes me right now.
I was gonna say I don't think I've seen Wish yet.
But
I hate to.
she was at Epcot for a very long time.
Okay. So, with that being said, you are in Florida, so I don't want to say you kind of experience all four seasons. So that's kind of a plus, which makes sense why that was like the perfect place for them to pick like a second park because you got California, with the exception of what's going on out there right now, and we've got Florida. So like all year obviously seems like a good time to go. But what really is the best time to go to Disney to avoid crowds?
This is a very complicated question. It used to have a very easy answer. The answer to this question used to be from mid-September until just before Halloween, and then right after MLK Day until the end of March, which is right before spring break. Yep. Now, after the 2020 reopenings, it's no real good time to say that there's not going to be any crowds. You can't really gauge it. Things don't really go the way that you think it's going to go. I watch streamers in the park, and I watched a streamer this morning that was in the park, and this is Run Disney weekend, and the park is empty. Magic Kingdom is empty.
Really?
Yes. And I mean, it's a weekend that it should be busy.
Yeah, it's like this is like the first weekend after the New Year, right? Yeah.
So there are people that would still be there. It's a Saturday, so I mean, locals go there on the weekends. So it should be a lot of people there, but it was very empty.
And then kind of off topic. This was a question that I said I thought of before we started, like random facts about Disney, but really random fact about you. Like I went to Disney with you a couple times, but one time I find out that you have a picture at one of the parks.
I do.
Can you share that?
So when I was 9 years old, Disney had a program that you get your picture on the wall at Epcot, and it's on a monolith. And the monoliths used to be inside the park. Now they're just outside the park. They moved them when they did this whole big here.
Bless you.
When they did the whole really big refurbishment of the front end of the park. So me and my mom took a picture. I don't know how much she paid because, like I said, I was 9 years old. But we had it put on a little tile that was maybe 1 inch by 1 inch, and it is on the wall at Epcot. They said that it was going to be there for, I think it was 10 or 15 years, but they didn't take them down.
Right.
They moved them, but they did not take them down. So yes, my picture is on the wall. NSYNC's picture is also on the wall. Each individual member of NSYNC have a picture on that wall.
So my friend's face is on the wall outside of Epcot, next to NSYNC, not next to NSYNC, but NSYNC is also on the wall somewhere. You got to find them. And she was 9. That's insane. So it's like, it comes full circle when you think about it. At 9, you took this picture, you're on the wall of Disney, and now here we are some odd years later, and you're a Disney specialist living in Florida. And now I know you were born in Florida, but it's like you were a military brat, traveled all over, and now you reside back in. I
was born 8 hours away from Disney World, so it's not close.
Yeah, so Disney definitely takes a tender place in your heart. So, what's one of the biggest mistakes that people make when planning a Disney trip?
Oh, over planning way too much.
Over planning.
Yes, over planning, thinking, hey, I'm gonna do all of these things, and not really thinking that there is, not really thinking about travel time, not really thinking about um, the time that it takes to do that thing. Because to be quite honest, why are you doing that? um, it takes uh it takes a lot of time to do certain things in the park. People are like, oh, I'm going to ride all of these rides. And then they don't take into account that crowd levels could mean that certain ride lines are going to be longer. They're like, we're going to eat at this restaurant and that restaurant, not thinking about how long that experience is going to take. Also, not really thinking about the other people in your party. So if you have a person that loves rides in your party and a person that loves characters in your party, the best thing to do is to, hey, look at, is it possible for us to split up?
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible for you to pick your top 3 things, and we can do those top 3 things, and we make sure that in this trip we get at least those 3 things, or maybe 2 things, depending on how long your trip is, in this during the trip, to make sure that everybody leaves the experience having a good time and nobody leaves saying, I didn't get to do anything that I wanted to do.
Yeah. And I was going to say that also goes hand in hand with this takes me back to the girl. What is it? I just said it was 5 years ago. 5 years and 7 months to be exact. When I went to my first Disney trip with you, we did 4 parks in 2 days.
Yeah.
Now, one of my questions: would you do it again?
Could I do it again? I don't know if I could do it again, because that was a lot. It was a lot. I would. I could probably do 4 parks in one day.
Okay.
It would definitely be a one ride in each park type of situation.
Okay.
It wouldn't be doing a lot of stuff. And when we did that, the girls were little, so they were easy to cart around.
Push around in the stroller.
Yes, and we could put them in the stroller while they're napping, and it wasn't a whole ordeal.
Right.
I don't know. I could definitely do it if it was an adults only trip.
You're right. Exactly. Like less stuff to carry.
Yes.
Following up with festivals. I got some of my Disney merch here. What festivals are coming up, or which ones are your favorite and why?
So next weekend, I believe it's next weekend, the Festival of Arts starts. And I'm not a big fan of that one. My favorite one is the Festival of the Holidays. And there are 4 festivals.
At Disney World, right?
At Epcot.
Okay.
They are seasonal. There's it starts off with Festival of the Arts. That is one of the shortest festivals. Then there is Festival Flower and Garden, the Flower and Garden Festival. That one's in the springtime. Usually ends around May or June. Then there is Food and Wine Festival, which is the longest festival. It usually starts in about July and lasts all the way through mid-November. And then there's Festival of the Holidays, which starts just after Thanksgiving and goes through the 30th of goes through the 30th of December. So my favorite, like I said, is the Festival of the Holidays, because I do love Christmas. I absolutely love Christmas.
Favorite holiday?
Yes. So I love the decorations, and then that's your chance to see stars read at the candlelight processional, and they read the story of the first Christmas.
Okay.
And there's music, and there's people holding candles, and there's choir, and it's really nice, really pretty. I've seen Neil Patrick Harris do it, and I've also seen Angela Bassett do it. And then like a really close second is Food and Wine Festival, for the simple fact that there's this food called the Schickenudeln. And it is a German dish that has noodles and cheese and I believe onions and ham. And if I could eat it all year round, it's so good. It is so good.
So
So
that's I think the memory I have, I don't even know if it was at Epcot or not, but it's what is that, the poutine with
oh,
like a cheese sauce?
French
Yeah. I'm like, that's
fries with
different.
gravy and cheese curds. That is
Right. Okay.
poutine.
Never heard of that until I went to Disney.
It's good.
What are some major Disney anniversaries that are coming up, and how are they celebrated?
So Disney likes to celebrate for like 18 months for
Okay.
each thing. Currently,
Okay.
we are coming to the end, if it hasn't already ended, of the 100 years of animation,
Okay.
which is the spirit jersey that I'm wearing is 100 years of
Mm-hmm.
animation. And it started right after the 50th anniversary of Disney World ended, which was in 2021. Coming up here in, yes,
Hey.
coming
This is an extra small, by the way. It might be Kylie soon.
coming up in May. The actual 70th anniversary is in July of
Mm-hmm.
Disneyland, the OG park,
Mm-hmm.
and it will. The book is not that good.
Mm-hmm.
The 70th anniversary is coming up, and they will start that in May, and it'll be 18 months. They're saying it's going to end in summer. They haven't given an end date yet.
Summer of what, 2026 or?
Summer of 2026, yes.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, and that's at Disneyland, and we
That's
both
at Disneyland.
have not been yet. So start our planning
Yes.
now, as you already have. Are there any historical Disney attractions or experiences that you miss?
Okay, so um, there is there is there used to be Mickey Toontown Fair in Disney World. They still have Mickey's Toontown in Disneyland. And when I went to Disneyland the first time, I was so confused if I had been there before because I remembered it from Disney World.
Okay.
So I was like, I remembered going to Mickey's house, and I really liked doing that because you would go through his house, and then at the end you would get to meet Mickey, or you would go through Minnie's house, and at the end you would get to meet Minnie. And they got rid of it, and they put Storybook Circus there. They moved Dumbo over there, and
Mm-hmm.
it's an okay area. It's more kid centric,
Mm-hmm.
but that if I could bring anything back, it would definitely be that.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. Um, Now there's a lot. Obviously, Disney cruises, Disney parks, Disney merch. I know we didn't really talk about merch, but you did call these spirit jerseys.
Yes,
Actually, this is one of the only spirit jerseys I own, and you know I had to get it in orange.
yes.
And I got the ears to match the back. I think it's a spring or something
Shine.
on it. Sunshine. Yeah, it's a sunshine.
Sunshine.
But you got pink on, which
Yes.
match your ears. How many ears did you say you own?
12.
12 ears. And do you
Yes.
have spirit jerseys to match for every single one of them?
Not every single
Okay.
one, no. And I don't have ears to match every single spirit jersey.
Okay, so it's some matches, like more ears that don't have a shirt and shirts that don't have ears. Okay.
Yes, I do not have as many spirit jerseys as I have ears.
Okay. Okay. And I was actually looking at mine to get a count. So, you have 12 of your own, but I'm like, I took the girls and I think twice, and they both got ears each time. So I've got 7.
Oh, wow. I need to catch up.
Exactly. I'm like, I got these. I've got the 50th. I had to get the 50th. Kenny got Winnie the Pooh. Bailey got Red Panda. The first time she went, though, she got the rainbow ones with the sequence. It was rainbow all the way over through. And then we got the pink one with a bow that tied. And I think, like I said, the 50th. That's all of them. And then I bought my mom, if I want to count hers, the one, was it Wanda? Vision, I can't
think
think
it
of
was
Scarlet Witch.
WandaVision.
Scarlet Witch, yeah.
Yes.
I was like, so 8, and I'm like, how did I get up there? And you're already at 12, and you're there more than I am.
I try not to buy ears every time I go because I'm very picky and very particular. I want specific ears. I don't want every ears. I don't want every single one that I see.
Yeah.
So if I see one that I'm like, oh, I can't live without this one, I will get it.
You know, other than it being my favorite color, this saying on the side is the reason why I was sold. Orange vibes.
Yes. Those
So,
are Food and Wine, not Food and Wine, Flower and Garden.
yep. Because I'm like, what's more? I even have a cup. I'm like, I was gonna say, let me pull out my cup too.
Orange
Uh,
Bird is the mascot for
the
Flower and
Flower
Garden.
and Garden Fest. Yeah. Do you have any recommended hidden gems or underrated experiences in the parks?
I do. So in each park, Gaston's Tavern in Magic Kingdom, they have a cinnamon roll that is absolutely amazing, and you can ask for extra
Nice.
icing to make it even better.
Right.
In Epcot, there's Living with the Land. It's super underrated. People see it. It's like maybe a 5-minute line. It's a nice, fun break to take, especially if you need a break inside the AC. That one's fun. Don't get in it if the line is over 10 minutes, though.
Yeah.
In Hollywood Studios, there's an area over off of Sunset Boulevard, which is the area that leads right up to the Hollywood Tower Hotel,
Mm-hmm.
which is the Tower of Terror.
Mm-hmm.
Right next to it on the left-hand side, there is a food area. And when I tell you the food there is super underrated, they have Mickey waffles, chicken and waffles. There's I like to go over there and get basic like hot dogs and french fries and chicken tenders because
Mm-hmm.
that's over there. And then in Animal Kingdom, this is an area that I had to watch people go to find out was an actual place. Rafiki's Planet Watch. You get on a train and you go back through the back of the park. We haven't been there.
Right.
You go through the back to the back of the park, and there's a petting zoo back
Nice.
there. There is an area. They have the veterinarians there, so you can watch them do veterinarian work on some of the animals in there. There's also a drawing class where you can learn to draw certain characters.
Oh,
Yes.
nice. And that's called Sunset Boulevard?
No, that one is Rafiki's Planet Watch at
Rafiki's
Animal Kingdom.
Planet Watch. Gotcha. I'm gonna make sure I put a star next to that one, even though my kids have been to Disney so much, they're like, "Can we go somewhere else?" I'm like, "Excuse me."
They're so spoiled.
But there's, like I said, there's a lot as far as parks, uh, hidden gems, and things like that. How do you keep up on all of these things? How do you stay updated on your Disney facts?
So, I get emails from different places, but I recommend it to anybody that's gonna go to Disney and wants to know anything about Disney. I watch DFB or Disney Food Blog.
Mm-hmm.
They're a blog website. They're a blog website that also does a YouTube channel. They come out with videos like 6 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
They say all the latest news that's coming up. A lot of it I get in an email too from them, so I get to see it when it happens during the week.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm also a travel agent, I do get information through Disney Travel Agent that tells me when things are about to happen. Closures, major closures, like with the new refurb of what is the name of it? I just had it. Big Thunder Mountain.
Okay.
It's a whole year, and so that was when they first announced it. I did know about it the day that they announced it.
Nice. Okay. I know we went through a lot of questions. I didn't see any come through the chat, but I didn't want to take up a whole lot of your time. We are at 30 minutes. Is there anything else that you just would like to share? I know I added some things that we didn't previously discuss in there as far as like merchandise and you being on the Epcot wall and also being born 8 hours away from Disney. So anything else you want to share?
No, I do want to, but I do want to share that I am growing my YouTube channel so that I can start streaming myself at Disney World.
Mhm.
I'm currently working on it. Hey, hey. I'm currently working on a goal to get to at least 50 subscribers. So if you go onto YouTube and go to K Talks to You YouTube page and subscribe, like, turn on your notifications so that you can see when I do get to 50. I am going to go to Disney Springs and stream live there. And then once we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to stream at Disney World, like probably at Magic Kingdom. We're going to see which park makes the cut, but it probably will be Magic Kingdom.
For sure.
And follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook as well, because I'm trying to get to 100 followers on Facebook.
Yes, yes, and that's KAY Talks two, the number two, and the
Letter U.
letter U.
Yes.
Talks to You on all the things. Thank you for hopping on. Appreciate it. Kylie, go take a nap.
Yes.
And enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Beth.
Bye.